that, we will bring in UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor. Coach, if you would make an opening statement, and at the end, if you would please introduce the two student athletes that are with you here today.
Hello, my name is Jeff Traylor, head football coach at UTSA. Very, very glad to represent the great state of Texas, University of Texas, San Antonio. We have with us today Sincere McCormick and Rashad Wisdom, two great examples of our 2-1-0 triangle of toughness culture. They epitomize everything that our program's about. They allow me to hold our team to such a high standard because not only are they the best players on our team, they're also the best people on our team.
All right, and we will begin with questions for Coach. First from JJ Perez.
Jeff, how you doing today?
I'm great, JJ. How are you? I'm going to get up and walk out of here, man. You call me by my first name.
Sorry about that. Tell me a little bit about the expectations headed into this season. It's a lot different than last year, and how do you just manage those?
It's a great question. Obviously we were picked last year. We had 0 kids on the preseason all-conference team, almost last in the country. This year, we're picked much higher, have a lot of kids returning. So our mantra so far has been, as the expectations rise, our culture has to rise and match that. So we've got 12 super seniors returning, our leadership council, all of our single-digit kids, which we'll be voting on here pretty soon. All those kids know that's what's going to be repeated around here a lot. As the expectations rise, our culture has to match it. And thank goodness I've got kids like Sincere McCormick and Rashad Wisdom that believe in us, and they're the ones that get it done for us.
Ryder Martin.
Hey, Coach, quick question for you. I wanted to ask about your thoughts on the NCAA's updated NIL laws and the fact that, I've seen a couple of your guys, taking advantage of some of those, and whether or not you see this as a recruiting asset for UTSA going forward, seeing that you do play in a fairly major market compared to maybe some of the other Conference USA schools.
I think it's an unbelievable opportunity. We're in the 7th largest city in the country. We've got to do a great job as a university of educating our businesses and our student athletes on how they hook up with each other and how we can make this profitable for both sides. So I think it's an unbelievable opportunity. We've already got these 2 young men you are fixing to speak to. They're already crushing it. They've been a great ambassador for us. On their podcast, they're explaining to San Antonio exactly how this works, how the business can get connected to those players. And our players are always the secret to our success. And Rashad and Sincere are going to make it much easier for the rest of our players by how they're learning this as we all go.
Thank you, Coach.
Greg Luca.
Jeff, how you doing?
I'm great, Greg. How are you?
I'm all right. I mean, obviously for you guys, the offseason is a long time to think about what you accomplished and the surprising year that you guys put together. So with the players, how do you rate sort of the motivation and just their mental approach as you guys head towards a new season here?
We just don't look at it the way most people do. I mean, I know it's corny and win the days kind of everybody says that nowadays, but we really live it. It's not just words on a wall. Those words are on our kids' hearts. And we were the very best we could be today. We studied the Maya Moore story this morning at 7:00, and we were the very best we could be. And we're not going to get outside that lane, Greg. We're going to try to be the very best we can be tomorrow and keep repeating that. And we're going to try to keep stacking those great days on top of each other. And we trust that that's going to be enough.
Greg, do you have a follow-up?
No, I'll loop back around later if we have time.
Brett Vito.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, just quick question here. What did last year's success do for your guys' program? Did it help vault you forward? Have you seen the fruits of that?
Well, let's be honest. We could have been 12-0, but we also probably could have been 2-10. We were in a bunch of great football games. I don't know that it did anything for me personally and our staff and our players. Since day one, these kids have had an unbelievable belief in us, and we've had an unbelievable belief in them. Did it validate some of the things that we were doing? Probably, but we had some tough losses too. We won 3 in a row, then we lost 3 in a row. I never saw my kids change. They never wavered. They stayed the same all through the process. And I hope that's the way we stay. I've seen no signs of, I just got through talking to Sincere about, I hope he doesn't eat all this cheese or he's going to be too big when he gets on the field, because he's getting more awards thrown at him and Rashad. Their heads are going to be so big they won't be able to get through a door if they believe all this stuff. But those are two very, very grounded kids. And I think that's going to make my team grounded because they're going to follow those two kids' lead.
Brett, do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, just one other one real quick. Yeah, last year was kind of a rough season for Conference USA in terms of bowl games, going 0-6. How important do you think it is for the conference as a whole and your guys' individual programs to break through in the postseason as maybe you did a few years back before last year?
We actually met on that as a conference, and our staffs talked about that. So obviously we have great pride in our conference. We want to do better than that. But it just comes down to each team taking care of themselves, right? And we've got a lot to worry about here at UTSA. We got to get back to a bowl before we can win one. That's the first thing we got to do.
Shahan?
Hey, Jeff, good to see you again. For you, having players like Rashad and like Sincere as kind of guys who were there when you came in and who bought in so quickly, and them being guys from San Antonio, how critical was that to you being able to kind of flip that culture and really get guys to buy in?
Well, they're the epitome of our brand. I know I'm repeating myself, but the hashtag 210 Triangle of Toughness, we want to start recruiting in our local city. And we've already gone from 11 to around 40, but it helps when you've got Sincere and Rashad. We're blessed to have those two children. The name, image, and likeness, another blessing for me, because those two kids are going to be the pioneers for me to go teach my players and basically be the face of name, image, and likeness for us for all the other local San Antonio recruits that are going to be coming, because they're going to see what happened with Sincere and Rashad, and they're going to want to follow suit, which there's a lot of great football players in San Antonio.
Greg Luca?
Jeff, how have you guys approached the vaccination effort with the players, and do you have a number on the percentage that have been vaccinated to this point?
We're really high. We're not as high as I want to be, but we're really high. We had a great talk on it this morning. What's going on in the country right now with so many people being in the hospital, being really, really sick, and the stats that are coming out about the numbers that are in the hospital that are vaccinated versus the ones that are not vaccinated, it's staggeringly high. And our players are paying attention to that. It's also younger people now. It's not just so much older people. So our players are paying attention. Our training staff, starting with Dan Bellamy and Nick Turner, have done a fantastic job of educating our kids. And our number is really getting up there. I'm excited about where we're headed.
That obviously had a huge impact on last year and changed so many things to be different from a normal football season. Do you expect that this year will be more back to normal, or do you think you still have a lot of things to navigate in that regard?
I think we've got a lot of things to navigate. I really do. With the variant coming out, I just see so many things changing already. This thing's about to stop being so political, I believe, and get more into just the health of each other. And I'm excited about that. But I think there's still some more navigating through all this. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. If you're watching TV or paying attention to the media at all, which I do, they're reporting stuff and I'm studying it, and I believe they're dead on.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. Best of luck this season. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you all so much.